So I'm a part of Team Farmers, and we are an interdisciplinary group of engineers at Rice University, and we're building a device that harvests energy from walking. We were first pitched the project from Cameron, and it was initially for medical devices, so artificial heart technology in particular, to power artificial hearts. And we see this for a variety of applications. So we could use our device for off the grid, for organizations like Doctors Without Borders or the Red Cross, where you need to power on the go.
So we call it the Reaper device. So it's a rotational energy apparatus for electricity retrieval. So inside this casing that's on the knee, we have a motor that as my leg rotates, it spins the motor way faster than my leg is going, which generates some power. And then we come up this cable here into here, and basically after a bunch of little magic in here, we store energy in this battery right here.
The biggest breakthrough in our design process was the next component is the capacitor. Walking energy is extremely variable. If you look at a graph of it, it kind of goes like this. You can't really use that to charge a battery because the battery requires a very regulated amount of power to charge properly, because otherwise it might explode. So it's actually a safety concern. So what we have is the capacitor, which is able to store that variable energy for the short term, and then over time deliver that energy to the battery to allow for a nice, clean, safe charge.
One of the most common questions we get is why we chose the knee as opposed to something less obtrusive like the ankle or the power of the footfall. And the reason that we went with the knee was because the technology that you can use when using rotational energy produces a lot more power. You can spin a motor using the rotational energy of the knee, and that produces a much larger amount of power. So our device and last year's team's device were able to produce 4 watts, whereas Agitation Squad, the first iteration, and the iteration that did use that other technology, piezoelectricity, was only able to produce about 0.2 watts of power. So that's a significant increase, and why we decided to go with the more noticeable but more powerful technology.